Dear Story listeners, this is Mark from the Safer Taxi Stop team. This week we mapped our first taxi route, from Morningside via Overport to the market. Through the taxi owner Lucas, we got in contact with Sway, a taxi driver who works for the taxi company Brown Brothers. Last Wednesday, our Zulu interviewer Andile and I met the driver at Morningside rank at 9 o'clock in the morning. We then spent several hours on the taxi, collected data, filmed the route, and talked a lot about safer taxi stops and the issues and struggles taxi drivers have to face each day. Andile interviewed Sway extensively, as well as one commuter, to get a different angle to the story. Last Thursday, at the Open Data Durban meetup, our team had a long meeting, and after slightly altering the original scheme, we are now planning to use the edited video footage as a visual aid to tell our story about the dangers and the lack of taxi stops. All in all, having talked to Sway and several other taxi drivers, it quickly became obvious that there are almost no of these stops in Durban. This is of course a huge problem for motorists, but also for the taxi drivers, since they find themselves in a tricky situation. If they don't pick up passengers along the route, they'll lose their job. But if they pick up passengers, they get fined by police. This week's field trip really made clear that it's not just the motorists, but also the taxi drivers who are suffering, because they often get fined several thousand rand per day, which they cannot afford and which the owners don't help paying. In the coming week, we are planning to map our next route in the Point Road area and conduct more interviews with taxi drivers and commuters. Have a good week, and we will keep you tuned.